there are some great pieces of technology out there, some great tools out there that will help you create engagement, but they are not engaged in themselves. And you talked about surveys. Surveys is kind of a hot button topic for me, because I love them and I hate them. They can be incredibly useful and incredibly off-putting at the same time.
Right.
The problem with what I've seen of a lot of the engagement surveys that are put out there is that they're trying to measure, they're trying to attach engagement to happiness. They're trying to how happy are you in your job?
Right.
They're trying to collect data from people to find out, are people generally happy? And happiness, satisfaction, job satisfaction is an indicator of engagement, and it's a good one. But the problem is that we jump right into it without any understanding of what foundation needs to be put in place, of what we actually need to do to create engagement. And the problem that I have with most surveys is that they are asking people to respond to questions that, without providing for a safety net, without providing for the ability to yes, a lot of these are anonymous, but if you put some effort into, outside of generic answers of, yeah, I'll give it a 4 on everything, so that and I'll sprinkle a few 5s in there, so it looks like I didn't just click 4 out of 5 on everything, right? Like that's generally the type of response that you get, and that's not engagement. That's not an engaged employee. That's somebody ticking a box to get their manager off their back.
Yeah, and the survey fatigue is pretty common, but I think one of the fundamental ways to really help someone understand the difference of the common misunderstanding of thinking of engagement as the touch points and as the interactions, and what engagement actually is and what it really should be, and where the actual value to productivity and customer retention, kind of everything comes from, is to talk about it in terms of employee engagement as a verb and as a noun. And we actually have a video on our YouTube channel that breaks this down really, really nicely. So if you're interested, check that out. Actually, I think I'll put a lot of links to some of the articles we're going to reference on our YouTube channel, on the video of this episode, on our YouTube channel, on solutions explained by Roman 3. Just if someone wants to learn more about these topics, I can just cite those articles and put the links right in there, embed them in the description. But for now, I'm going to break down employee engagement as a verb and break it down as a noun. So, employee engagement as a verb describes the process of soliciting feedback and keeping staff in the know. It's important, but it is a communication activity. It's about engaging with employees.
Right.
And that's the touch points, and that's the interactions, and that's the surveys. You have engaged with them, and you have collected something from them, but it's mostly about communication or about a box to check. Whereas we talk about the value of employee engagement, the way that Roman 3 talks about employee engagement and its vital role in your workplace culture, is using the term as a noun, having engagement in employees. Right. And that refers to the level of optimism, enthusiasm, and motivation that employees have in their jobs, how they find meaning, how they find encouragement, how they find respect, and how they get that from the job and from the culture that they work in. And that noun of having engagement, the motivation, enthusiasm, and optimism, is what we truly talk about. We talk about engagement. Before social media turned it into a measurement system, a metric, it was seen as the level of enthusiasm, optimism, and motivation. And that's the way we need to remember it. So one of the fundamental things to take away from this talk today is to remember to see in the term engagement as the noun and not as the verb.
Yeah, and I think just to jump on that, I like the distinction between engaging with and being engaged.
Yeah.
right? Because those are two very different concepts. Both are important. You need to engage with people, and the act of soliciting feedback and finding out where the problems are and, identifying issues, that's important.
Yeah.
But that alone, and this is primarily what we're saying, is that activity alone does not create engaged employees.